you think that every time the bell rings, an angel gets his wings?
Well, yes, at Christmas. But I think they shed them at Easter.
They shed them at Easter.
Yes.
Okay. Like an elk and their antlers.
Yes.
You have to fall, shed them. By Easter.
And then when you grow them back, they're bigger and more beautiful.
Welcome to the Theology is Fun podcast with Dr. Corey and Dr. Ben.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Theology is Fun. I'm glad to be back like I never left, Benjamin.
Welcome back, Dr. Corey.
I was replaced by Brittany Clark, who is an all-star in every respect.
Especially according to the comments.
And many of the letters that came in, and they were letters, asked that I be permanently replaced by Brittany. So that kind of hurt my feelings, Ben.
Well, those same letters say we could do the show without Ben as well. So I think they just
but those letters have been coming in for a long time.
Have you hid them from me?
Yes. Yes.
Well played.
Well, and I've also hid them from Mama Lois.
Yeah. Well,
I don't want Mama Lois getting upset with the world.
Yeah. Well, in the comments, I have some work to do. So
yes.
I'm on my best behavior.
All right. So I'm thrilled to be back. Sorry about the travel. Actually, Ben and I have both been traveling quite a bit this fall.
We have.
Obviously, you were able to film the last two episodes, and always great to see Ben answering questions verbosely.
That's my wheelhouse.
That's your wheelhouse, baby. But no, hey, we're thrilled to be back together as we launch into a couple of new subjects over the next couple of weeks. And it's related to here in the fall of 2025, Halloween.
It's coming. It's right around the corner.
Halloween,
or as
Benjamin.
we refer to it in the Skaug household, Reformation Day.
Where Ben dresses up and pretends to be a theologian. Is that true?
Yes, and we give all of the people who come at the door, we give them
a copy of the Nicene Creed?
Yes, and lectures. We have a sign that says, if you grab cookies, be here for the 8 o'clock rendition of the 95 Theses being expounded.
Yes. And if you come back to the expounding of the 95 Theses, you get a free copy of Ben's latest book.
Yeah.
And I know we shouldn't brag, but Ben has sold literally tens of copies.
Dozens.
So, Halloween, Ben, are you for it or against it?
Ooh. Well, I'm for candy. I do know that. I'm for candy.
Have you used, Ben has a beautiful family.
Yes.
Which I know would be a surprise to those of you who know him through the podcast, but he has a wonderful, beautiful family. Okay, Ben.
Yes.
Have you taught your children to tax and tithe based on the candy that they receive? Or are you a no going out to gather candy kind of dad?
When my daughter would go out, there was a dad tax upon return.
Yeah, okay.
Which I think, to me, is standard parenting protocol.
That's
I think
good
that's from the Shema of Deuteronomy. So I think it's Hero Israel, train your children in the way they should go. Tax them on their candy.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. We called it a tithe.
And if you're a good parent, you will siphon off some of the candy so that your kids forget that they even had it.
Yeah.
And you keep your own holistic stash for at least 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
You can live a long time off of the Kit Kats and the Twix bars. And the key, if you're in the United States, is to find the subdivisions that give whole candy bars.
Yeah, without question. So I think strategy one is always find a cul-de-sac, right? I think a cul-de-sac is always going to yield far better candy
than just a street.
Yes. Yeah. And if you can sneak through a private entryway into a private subdivision, candy's going to be exponentially greater.
Yes. And I just want to state for the record here on Theology is Fun that I do not co-sign Ben's encouragement to break the law, boys and girls. So if Ben's not on the next episode, it's not because he's traveling. It's because he's in the county jail.
That's right.
All right, so it's Halloween time, and Ben, that brings up a lot of theological questions related to the spirit world.
Yes,
witches and broomsticks. Yep. And by the way, Wicked Part 2 is coming out in November.
I've read the book, never saw the screenplay of Wicked 1.
Okay, Ben.
And by the way,
Ben, you read the book. It's a musical.
I'm a reader.
It's not one of those books where you turn the page and a different song plays. You have to watch the Broadway, Ben.
Did I tell you I did see a London version of Broadway when I was in London?
Okay, well, good for you. We're talking about Wicked.
Yeah.
We're talking about witches and brooms and
trying to
ghosts and Casper and Dracula, right? Come on, man.
Yeah. By the way, who is your favorite vampire? Mine?
My favorite vampire.
Count from Sesame Street.
I like the Count one, the cereal one. Isn't there a Count with the Cocoa Krispies?
He's like, one cookie.
Do they still do the Count Chocula? I like Count Chocula. The best part about Count Chocula, boys and girls, is the chocolate milk after the cereal is gone. That's a bonus. That is a bonus.
2 bonuses.
Okay, so we're talking. Here's what we're going to talk about the next 2 weeks. All right. Enough of your nonsense, Ben.
Yeah.
And
Good
your
call.
plays in London.
Yeah. It was The Devil Wears Prada.
That checks out.
It was neither good nor bad.
You didn't just read the book on that one?
Wow.
Okay.
Welcome back, by the way.
We're going to talk. I mean, I'm fired up to be back.
Yes, you are.
I am. Okay. So, what do we do with angels, demons, Satan, the spirit world? How do we understand that? So we're actually going to talk about that here today in this episode and in our next episode, because with Halloween coming, and it comes every year.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed in our society and in our world? Seriously, there has been an increase in horror films,
Yes.
shows, even in our neighborhoods. Like I noticed decorations, it's become almost like a pre-Christmas kind of
Yes.
thing. And
Earlier and earlier.
you take your spiders and cobwebs down and you put up angels and manger scenes, which is a little odd to me.
Little weird.
But it's become big business.
Yeah.
So we're in a society right now where there's been an elevation of Halloween in terms of like family celebration and obviously trick-or-treating and all the rest. But there's a lot of horror films, shows. It's not just Freddy Krueger or the guy with the hockey mask. Was that Friday the 13th or something like
Jason
that?
from Friday the 13th.
When we were
or
kids,
Michael
Jason.
Myers. Yep,
Yeah.
as the kids call him.
So, man, there's been like an increase in all of that, right?
Yeah, without question.
Have you noticed that?
Yes, it's disturbing because Thanksgiving gets pushed out, I think, in the middle of that, because it really turns over from fall decoration, Halloween. There's like 2 days of Thanksgiving, then 5 years of Christmas.
Yeah, well, there's definitely 5 years at Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to think through what does the Bible teach about angels, Satan,
Yeah.
demons? How do we process this? Because I'll tell you one passage that I am fascinated by. I mean, seriously, I love that. This is one of the fly on the wall moments in the Bible that goodness, I wish I were a fly on a wall.
Yeah.
2 Kings 6, when Elisha
Yeah.
is with his servant and he's in the midst of a battle. And in verses 15 to 17, he says, when the servant of the man of God got up early and went out, he discovered an army with horses and chariots surrounding the city. In other words, there's tanks, drones, aircraft carriers, right? And he says to Elijah, oh, my master, what are we going to do? I mean, this army is well supplied. They've got weaponry we don't have. They've got vehicles we don't have. They've got cruise missiles we don't have. You know what I mean? It's like chariots and horses back then.
Yeah.
We're in a lot of trouble. And Elisha says, don't be afraid, for those who are with us outnumber those who are with them. Yeah. And the servant's like, maybe you don't see so good. There are way more of them, and they're way better supplied, right? And then Elisha prayed, Lord, open his eyes and let him see. And when the Lord opened his eyes, he saw that the mountain was covered with horses and chariots of fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he got a glimpse of the spirit world and how the Lord would bring deliverance to his people at this time.
Right.
And okay, we're not Elisha.
True.
All right. But Paul tells us in Ephesians 6 about powers and principalities, and our battle is not against flesh and blood. We know we're going to talk through some of this theologically today with respect to the spirit world. There are a lot of things happening in the world today in the spirit realm that we are largely unaware of, don't think about. A lot of people don't care about, or when they do, it's in these movies and films and shows, and it is Dracula or Frankenstein or it's Ghost, and man, there is a realness to the spiritual realm, right?
Oh, without question. I think I think it's a realm that we are not only ignorant of, but I think happily ignorant of, because there is a reality that is there that most of us, because we have categories. I think we have a handful of categories, but we really don't like to talk about this. And I've got to tell you,
why don't you tell me?
I was in another country recently.
You were,
and
you were in another country,
and I think I came up against because there was someone else with me, but I think we came up against what I would categorize at this moment as demonic activity. And I think as we've been talking about it, like it's helping me kind of place where this thing goes, because in our theological method, right, Scripture is always one. The tools of reason and church history helping us to understand Scripture, that's two. And we put the realm of experience down at the bottom, because sometimes we don't interpret our own experiences rightly. And so as we've been having a conversation on what exactly did I see? What was it? Where do we put it? And I'll just give a quick overview. We were taking the Lord's Supper, and one of the people in that room, without getting graphic, was really starting to disrupt the Lord's Supper to the point where nothing else could go on. And as I've kind of played through that, to finish that story, we had to stop and ask the rest of the people in that room to begin praying for this individual. And it was I've only had an encounter like that one other time in my life, but it caused me to think through where does this fit theologically? Where do we put it biblically? Where do we put it theologically? And then we come back to this Halloween discussion where things are kind of this unseen realm. We kind of laugh about it. We joke about it. We soften it. But in reality,
and that's what our society is doing.
Yes. And in reality, Scripture does anything other than soften it. Paul in Ephesians 6 is saying there is an unseen reality out there that is it's not a joke. Like it is, in the words of Dwight Schrute, this is not a laughing matter, Jim. Right? Identity theft is not a laughing matter,
That's
Jim.
right. That's exactly right.
And so what do we do with these moments where there's an outburst of what I would call demonic activity trying to at least put a hiatus on the work of God going on in that moment?
Yep. It was at least some type of moment of a person who just kind of lost their mind.
I think, yes.
Right? Or, and this is kind of what you're thinking, maybe you experienced it, there was some type of spiritual dynamic to what transpired, even demonic potentially.
Yes.
And there are many places around the world that sees this type of activity in ways that maybe we don't in the States. And if you're a part of our international audience, maybe you're in a part of the world where you've seen or experienced this kind of demonic activity. And your point's well taken that, and this is why I mentioned 2 Kings 6, that there is spiritual activity happening all around us,
all over the place.
And where our world's going with all of this, with the glorification of violence and the entertainment of violence and gore and the spiritual realm, and then just like you said, kind of the softening of it within even just how we celebrate something like Halloween, where it's fun and now it's pre-Christmas with the decorations and all that. Well, actually, as you state, the Bible has a lot to say about the spirit world, and it's serious.
Yeah.
Right? It's a big deal. Okay, so let's break it down. Let's start with, we're going to talk about angels, demons, and then Satan. Okay, so if you're new to theology, or you're new to the Bible, we want to break down just big picture categories of what we talk about with respect to the spiritual realm. So first of all, we talk about angels. Let's talk about angels. And when we say angels, of course, we know that demons are angels. Correct. They're in the same class of being.
Yes.
So God created all of the angels. We know about a third of them rebelled against God, and follow now Satan.
Right. And I think it's a perfect moment to remind ourselves that angels are created by God. So Satan, no matter how where we go in this discussion, we're going to make sure that Satan cannot be God. Satan is a created being, created by God.
That's right. That's right.
And Satan and all of the angels who rebelled with him, we now call demons. They're using the life that God gives to them and sustains them, and the power that God gives to them and sustains them to carry out evil and rebellion in a way that what we call the non-fallen or the elect angels are doing so for the glory of God. The rebellious ones, the demonic, are carrying out evil to the best of their ability.
That's exactly right. So angels in general are created. Colossians 1:16, right?
Yeah.
For by Christ all things were created, whether thrones or dominions, rulers or authorities.
Yes.
So angels are not infinite.
Correct.
They are created. They have a starting point.
Yes.
No ending point.
Right. Yeah. And at that,
They will live forever.
Yes, as sustained by God.
100%.
Not of their own aseity.
Correct. Aseity.
In Latin, it's two words, ase.
Well, a is a Latin prefix, meaning no, or it's a negative.
Yes. So from himself.
Correct. All right, so angels are created. Their purpose, Hebrews 1:4, is to be ministering spirits. They carry out the will and the work of God in the world.
Yes.
And that's what we're saying with respect to 2 Kings. These angels, what we would refer to as elect angels or I don't know, good angels or whatever,
right.
non-fallen.
Right.
Okay, they are carrying out the will of God in the world in ways that we largely do not see. That's fascinating.
Yes.
It's happening.
Yes.
So they're ministering spirits, the author of Hebrews says. And we know that they're powerful. Psalm 103, bless the Lord, all his angels of great strength who do his word, obedient to his command.
Yeah. And I
Right?
think
And we see that in their appearances, that they are powerful and glorious and overwhelming to those who encounter them.
Yeah. And I think in that moment, I'll tell you, in that room, when whatever that was, in and of ourselves, we were utterly powerless in that moment. Like if it weren't for God using his prayer or using prayer as the means by which he demonstrated his power in that room.
Yeah.
Like you feel nothing but in and of yourself.
Yeah, you had no way to stop what was happening with that
No way.
individual.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's right. Okay,
That's right.
so their purpose and nature are such that they're spirits who serve, they minister on behalf of God himself. They do so powerfully. They do so morally.
Yeah.
They do so with intelligence. They do not marry.
Yes, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Matthew 22, Jesus says that we will not marry or be given in marriage. We will be like the angels in heaven, right? So there's no marriage. They don't have families.
No reproduction.
We have some angels, the cherubim and the seraphim, who are given a unique purpose to serve the Lord and bring him glory.
Yep.
Right? We see it in Isaiah 6. We have angels who make appearances and deliver specific messages. We have angels protecting and guiding. We have angels involved in executing God's judgment.
Yep.
And in particular, this is one important distinction theologically. Can we talk about angels? In the Old Testament, we have the angel of the Lord.
Yes. Yes.
Who on one occasion, by the way, took out an entire army by himself.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Right?
Yes.
So the angel of the Lord is different than angels.
Correct.
This is just not one angel sent by the Lord. The angel of the Lord in the Old Testament is
Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
For sure.
Always understood to be Christ.
Yep.
So the angel of the Lord carries out the plan and purpose of God, of which he is a part.
Yes. Very much so.
As the second member of the Godhead.
Yep.
And when we read angel of the Lord in the Old Testament, that's talking about Jesus. So we see this dynamic of angels throughout the scriptures as spirit beings ministering the will and the work of God in the world.
Yeah.
In a certain power and glory that is unique to them. We don't have that same power and glory. God has a greater power and a greater glory because they're created beings sustained by his God's power. And Ben, I'm about to rock your world right here. I don't think they have wings. I don't know who put wings on these things. Angels don't have wings.
I think it's the imagery from Isaiah
6 of the seraphim and.
So the question on that is it imagery?
Did Gabriel show up with white fluffy wings.
I think I'm with you that is imagery, because angels, as non-corporeal beings, they have the ability to move from the non-corporeal realm to the corporeal realm. And so I think the imagery of able to carry out that immediate transportation and transition from corporeal or non-corporeal to corporeal, I think, is through the imagery.
But it's also possible God created the seraphim with 3 sets of wings. You don't think so?
It's possible.
Because I know they're non-corporeal, but in the vision,
I think it's creating the ability to transfer from realm to realm.
But I don't think when Gabriel showed up,
Yeah.
I don't think he was sporting wings.
Do you think that every time the bell rings, an angel gets his wings?
Well, yes, at Christmas. But I think they shed them at Easter.
They shed them at Easter.
Yes.
Okay. Like an elk and their antlers.
Yes.
Here in the fall, gone
them.
by Easter.
And then when you grow them back, they're bigger and more beautiful.
Do you hold that in the book of Daniel, the phrase "the watchers"? Do you think that's another word for carrying out one of the functions?
I do.
I'm with you.
I totally agree with that.
So I think in Daniel 4:13, 17, 23, I think that rendition of watchers is merely saying angels carrying out some aspect of protection over the believers.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So to demons.
Yes.
Demons then are fallen angels who rebel along with Satan.
Yep.
And they have committed this rebellion against God. They participate not in carrying out the will of God in the world or the work of God in the world. They are now trying to subvert the work or the will of God in the world today. And they engage in activities that would be immoral, ungodly, outside the parameters of how God created them to function.
Correct.
Right. So I would see Jude 6, the angels who did not stay within their own positions of authority as kept in eternal chains.
Yes.
So
agreed.
Different interpretations on that, but it's just this dynamic of we have angels who have rebelled and who are now not within their positions of authority that God established for them, and there will be judgment for them.
Yes.
Right?
Without question.
So demons are just fallen angels. They oppose God and his people, Ephesians 6. They deceive and promote false religion, 1 Timothy 4.
Yep.
They do possess and afflict people. We see this throughout the Gospels, don't we? And within all of that, they also, of course, have a certain intelligence or
right.
Mental prowess to the extent that they know Jesus.
Yeah. They know him mentally.
They know him mentally. They fear him.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So in the Gospels, when they're confronted with Jesus, I think of Acts 19, I believe. Jesus I know, and Paul I recognize, but I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again? The sons of Sceva?
Yeah.
Right?
Great passage.
Oh, it's just phenomenal, right? But the idea is these demons, well, they know Jesus.
Right.
And they know the work of God.
Right. And because they also know there's no redemption for them.
Correct.
And so once they fall, that is it, which explains why now, after they've been cast out of the non-corporeal realm, they're here and they're trying to do their very worst until 100%. That moment of judgment comes.
100%. And so we see this work of the demonic. James tells us that, hey, even the demons believe, right? They have mental assent, but they don't have saving faith, so to speak.
Yep.
Right. They have volitionally chosen to rebel against the God who created them. But this is important, angels and demons, and also Satan, but they're not created in the image of God.
Correct.
That is reserved for humanity.
Right.
But they are created with a certain glory, if you will, and power, or whatever. And then Satan, okay, we get to Satan, Ben. In this episode, he was the highest ranking angel, because one of the things we see in angels is that there is a hierarchy, correct?
Yes.
And we see this reference throughout the scriptures that...
Yes, there's a term, archangels.
Archangel, Michael, right? His interaction with Satan, the dispute over the body of Moses.
Yep.
Pretty interesting.
Yes. And also Michael casting him down at the rebellion.
So it's pretty fascinating. You see a hierarchy.
Yep.
So clearly Satan is the 5-star general of the demonic realm.
One of them, yes.
Well, he's the
of
five
the demonic
star.
realm. Yes, absolutely.
No, he's the 5-star of the demonic realm.
Yes.
And then there would be a hierarchy carried out through the rest of the demonic forces.
Yes.
Just like for elect or good angels, right? What was the terminology you used?
Archangels.
Well, yeah, but the elect angels, you had a way of referring to them earlier. I forget what you said.
That's like 20 minutes ago.
Good elect.
Non-fallen?
Non-fallen, yeah.
Non-fallen,
Non-fallen
obedient.
angels.
Yep,
There's a hierarchy to those as well,
Yes.
right? There's
Yes.
a 5-star general, and then there's some 4 stars, and then more 3 stars, and some 2 stars, then lieutenants, and then sergeants, and I don't really know the order. Okay.
I don't think there are that many, but yes, there's an order.
Well, there's an order is all I'm trying to say.
Without question.
You don't know how many
I have no idea.
ranks there are?
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah.
We just know of a couple, and
Right. But there could be 1,500. You could have first lieutenant, second lieutenant, third lieutenant. I'm just saying. All right. So there's an order to these. Satan's at the top of the demonic realm,
yes,
and he was fallen in the sense that he rebels against God. He's expelled from
non-corporeality.
non-corporeality, meaning he doesn't have a body. Isaiah 14, you are fallen from heaven, O day star, son of dawn. He leads rebellion of the demonic realm. He becomes now an adversary. He's an accuser of humanity. He is trying to subvert the will of God. He is defeated, right?
Yes.
But he's opposing God's work. And then Ben, in Ezekiel 28, we have this description. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created until unrighteousness was found in you. You were prideful because of your beauty. Some say that is referring to Satan. Others say that's referring to Adam.
Right.
You know who says, Ben, that refers to Satan that you disagree with?
Let me hear it.
Your boy, Joe Beakey.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah. He disagrees with you, Benjamin K. Skaug. Ben takes Ezekiel 28 as Adam, which it could be.
It's a debated passage.
It could be. And some take that as Satan. But
Yeah.
I digress.
I digress.
Okay, we live in a world today.
That is incredible.
Oh, I got it right here. Joe, your boy Joe Beakey.
Got it.
I know that hurts your heart right there.
A little bit.
Yep.
A little bit. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a little,
Yep.
well, now I'm sad.
I've tried to tell you what that means. Ezekiel 28. You don't listen to me. Okay. So as we wrap up today, and we're going to get into more function and possession, what it looks like in the world today. But we have angels, demons, Satan as the leader of the demonic realm.
Yeah.
And they're real.
Yes. They're real. They're
Non-corporeal, so we don't see them. They're non-material, is
Right.
what that means if you're new to the
and
podcast.
because they've been cast down, they are here in this created physical universe.
They're
and
working.
They are wreaking havoc.
Yes.
And carrying out evil and atrocities. And they do so through possession, because they themselves don't have corporeality, so they can possess. They do so through oppression. They do so through demonic influence.
Yep.
And so I think all these things are things we're going to be looking at.
Deceiving of the nations.
Yes, through falsehood, false doctrine. I think we're going to be shocked at the level of activity that Satan and his minions try to do against the church.
This assault on gender in our world today.
Yes.
You look at just egregious sin and disregard of human life and all that. A lot of this has demonic influence.
Oh, yeah. And the amount of evil carried out in defense of what I say is just lunacy.
So that's why Peter says the devil is like a roaring lion. He's seeking someone to devour. Yeah. In a Job sense, or Jesus saying to Peter, Satan asked to sift you like wheat. That is what the devil is trying to do in the world today. So as we wrap up this episode, I want to encourage everyone, in light of our angelology or demonology and who we know Satan is, to ultimately turn our thoughts and affections and confidence to the Lord, who is in control of the demons and in control of Satan. We're going to talk about this next episode, so you got to pull up the second episode on this, because we're going to talk about the dynamic of how this works in the world, and how God's providence and sovereignty intersects with the work of Satan in the world. We have some amazing insights into that in the Bible, but I'm not one for rebuking Satan in our worship services. Or listen, the Lord's already defeated him.
Yes.
And we've got to have a greater focus on the Lord, a greater confidence in Him. We pray to God. We trust His providence and guidance. Our focus is fixed on the Lord. We've got to be aware of these spiritual dynamics in the world today, but our confidence is in the one who has already defeated them.
Yeah, that's right. And in his defeat as second Adam, in his divine nature, he's the very one who created and sustains these angelic beings, whether they're angels or demons. So it's an utter defeat.
Yeah, that's exactly
where our
right.
focus has to be.
Yeah, that's our hope. That's our focus. That's our confidence.
Yeah.
And we're so grateful for that. So, all right, drop some comments if you're on YouTube, questions. We'll pick those up. And next episode, we're going to start with Job in this heavenly meeting God calls.
Yes.
And really delve into how all of this plays itself out in our lives and in the world today. And ultimately how we move forward in the midst of such demonic and angelonic activity. I just made up that word. That's a good word, Ben.
Starting to twitch over here.
Angelonic. That's a good word. It's a corporeal word.
Angelophany is the corporeal word, I believe.
We'll see you next time on Theology is Fun. Gosh, it's been such a long time since I've done this.
Following your lead.
Reset the timer and go. Well, hello, everyone. Gosh, Ben, it's like working with an amateur.
There.
Here we go.